Never seen a lame man walk. Never heard a dumb man talk. Never seen a blind man see. I promise you will change his name. Never seen a cancer dead. Never seen all the poor get fed. Never seen a prisoner set free. I promise you will change his name. Never seen a broken heart made whole. Never seen an orphan find a home. Never seen the weak find the strength. I promise you will change his name. Never seen the sick get healed. Never seen a mystery revealed. Never seen a death man raised. I promise you will change his name. Broken heart made whole. Never seen an orphan find a home. Never seen the weak find the strength. I promise you a change. Never seen the sick get healed. Never seen a mystery revealed. Never seen a death man raised.
Hey everybody, what's going on? It's the Big C and Bigger T podcast. I'm your boy Bigger T, coming at you live in full effect. Been percolating in the lab down here in South Arkansas. And I'm joined as always by my best friend, Clint Clark, up in Central Arkansas in beautiful Greenbrier, Wooster, Shady Grove Metroplex area. How you doing, Clint?
Man, I'm good. But, Anna rearranged her office. I've got a green screen sometimes I pull across, but we're recording this kind of late. I'm feeling lazy. Guys, listen, I'm going to tell you, Uncle Clint will tell you, your boy Big C and Bigger T are phoning this one in. So, no, I'm just kidding. Don't turn it off unless you already did. Come back.
That's right.
But no, I didn't feel like
share, comment. It's a great one. Best one ever.
What's this, episode 120 in the can? I don't know.
122.
122. I can't keep up.
Yeah,
we've been doing this forever. But no, so the new background, like we got the flamingo here, which is it made several appearances. Everybody knows I'm a Cardinal fan. I got the Red Sox thing. I'm like, going forward, I'm gonna just have to use the green screen.
Yeah.
This Red Sox crap and the flamingo.
Yeah.
Every time I look at me, I'm not looking at you. I'm not looking at me. I'm looking at that flamingo.
The flamingo is sitting there like he's about to wreck house.
Just turn around.
He's plotting on you.
He is that
the little flamingo.
The flamingo's plotting on me. So yeah.
For those of y'all listening and not watching, Clint has a little flamingo that's about 3-4 inches tall, something like that.
It's shady.
It's sitting on something behind some
shady
office apparatus behind him.
Flamingo.
Can't trust it.
So let me tell you about it. Can't trust it, Travis.
Can't trust it.
Can't trust me.
As our boys, what were their names? Flavor Flav, Chuck D.
Oh, Public Enemy.
Public Enemy, yeah. Can't trust it.
You remember they did the roast of Flavor Flav and Chuck D wasn't there? And I remember one of the best burns was Jeff Ross goes, apparently D stands for dignity.
Yeah.
like that is fantastic. So anyway, a funny thing happened this week. I think me and you briefly talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
I sent you the promo, but man, I've retired from professional wrestling. I had my last match. You saw it. We broke it down live here on the podcast.
That's right. Me, you, and Baseball Bo.
Yeah, Baseball Bo and a Baseball Bo. That might have been the most awkward interaction we ever had with a guest.
Yeah.
Purple leotard, breaking it down with Baseball Bo.
Yeah.
Like, that's not Caden Wallace.
That's right. Yeah.
That's Draven Morrow. Handful of his beard. So that was my retirement match. I agreed, like it was the last ever. It was a decent match. It was a good match for an old man that's 46 years old and hadn't practiced in a year. But so I started, a friend of mine started his own promotion.
Mm-hmm.
Started his own promotion. Ray Ivy started his own promotion. So I messaged him and said, hey, man, could I said, if I could help you, let me know. And he's like, well, we always could use sponsors. I'm like, I'm not giving you money, but if you need me to come do something, I'll come do it. Outside, wrestling and action.
Did you have to pull it? Do you realize who you're talking to?
I should have. I'm like,
you're talking to the wild card, Colton Cash. That's all I got to say. I mean, it's Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair. They're fighting at the top.
Yeah.
Andre the Giant. Wild card Colton Cash.
It's down there.
Right there.
I'm probably in the that PW releases their top 500 every year. And I don't think my name's ever been brought up. Just to be honest with you. I did make my name. My name did get in Pro Wrestling in Illustrated one time. I lost to Twisted Sister. And it said Twisted Sister defeated Colton Cash.
Did you have to fight for your right to party?
I did.
What was that song they sang? Twisted Sister?
Oh, we're not going.
Oh yeah, we're not going to take it. That's right.
No,
that's Beastie Boys. Fight for your right. Yeah, because their manager's crazy. He always smokes dust.
I don't know if you mentioned this.
Got his own room at the back of the bus. I don't know what that means. Yeah,
but anyway, I'm sorry. You were rapping some Beastie Boys, but so it's kind of like no. I said, I'll come in and manage somebody or something if you want me to.
Yeah.
So basically, it's the funnest thing I've ever done, Travis. I don't have to get hit. Nobody's trying to hurt me. I just get to run my mouth. That's all.
What?
That is literally.
You found something where all you get to, first of all, you probably got to dress up.
I'll tell you, you want to know what I wore?
I don't know if I want to know what you wore.
You want to know what I wore? Okay. What I started off wearing was not what I ended up wearing. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, Lord.
Because it was a nice, beautiful August night.
Oh, no.
In I guess, I don't know, where's Bald Knob at? Would you call that Northeast Central?
You were in Bald Knob?
Well, it was an oil trough. You go to Bald Knob.
Oil trough. Yeah.
You go to Bald Knob, you take a shot. It's down there.
Yes. Yeah.
So oil trough. I'm in the
couple good places to eat in Bald Knob, by the way.
Yeah,
at the Bulldog, and then that Cajun place.
Shortcake there at the Bulldog Cafe.
There's that Cajun place too.
Oh yeah,
pretty good.
Good places. Anyway, neither here nor there. I mean, Bald Knob, that's your plug. Send your boys money. So
there's also a nice wreck in Bald Knob one time on the way to a wrestling show.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Tom was not happy with us.
We went in hot pursuit.
Yeah. I was
Dave Dotson.
Yeah. So, okay, where was I? No, so anyway. Taco Bell's phenomenal. So they let me just run my mouth. So it's August. The gym is just a cool.
The gym in Holdtroff in August, not air conditioned.
Not air conditioned. So
no.
Yeah. So once again, thank goodness I'm not actually wrestling a match. So I wore khakis. Nice khakis.
Yeah.
I wore blazer.
Were they pleated? Were they pleated khakis or plain front?
No, they're actually work pants that I bought at Tractor Supply.
Plain front then.
Yeah. So,
good call.
Yeah. So I'm wearing those. Wearing a suit jacket because I was official.
Yeah.
I was wearing my purple tuxedo rash guard.
Oh.
So a skin tight spandex tuxedo top.
No.
And the reason look, I know, number one, I don't look appealing in spandex. I get it. Look, I see myself.
Most don't.
Yeah, and I've seen myself naked in the mirror, and I'm just going to tell you, I don't like what I see. So, I'm just like, so it's not good. So so he ends up pairing me with this guy with Christian Cross, great guy, to work with him with Ray. And actually, I didn't realize that. I guess I'm somewhat respected on the mic in Arkansas. Because he said when I was coming out there, he's like, "Man, I'm not looking forward to battling this guy on the microphone." He goes, "Why?" He goes, "He's pretty good."
Nice.
So we had a nice little back and forth. But man, I'm getting to make these like promos, like these vignettes, like I get to after the thing. So I cut one, and whenever it's out, whenever they release it, I'll share it to the page. So I'm basically in the match. I get kicked in the privates. So I'm telling them I'm going to sue them, but my guy's managing lost. So the entire time I'm just complaining about how horrible it is. But I'm on vacation at the beach because I had this relaxing trip planned. It's like the cheesiest green screen that I could possibly find.
Yeah.
At one point, I pick up the papers, but I'm just selling it like I'm going to sue you guys. This is an outrage. What happened? I'm referring to it as the outrage in Ultroff. And dude, everybody there hates me. It's great.
Good. All right. So you can't go to Ultroff.
I can't. Yeah. No. I mean, I gotta get sneak in the back door.
Just mark that up. There's another place in Arkansas Clint can't go.
Yeah. There's like what 10 now.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. I'm just not.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well.
Not allowed.
All right. Well, I have a holy shnikes moment for you.
Oh my goodness.
And I think this is one that may get you in your feels. Because I think you're going to appreciate this. If you haven't heard about it, you may have heard about it. But I haven't told you about it. Right? I haven't told you what it is.
No, I have no idea.
So I'm going to surprise you. Okay. Well, all right. Eastern Michigan. Lovely school.
Are they the Chickawas?
Yeah, there's just something.
They're okay. They're the Eastern.
It doesn't matter for the story.
No, okay.
Eastern Michigan has a player, a walk-on.
Okay.
Named Zach Conti. Zach Conti.
Okay, I'm following. Eastern Michigan, walk on.
Now, one of the big deals nowadays is, we just heard of, Joshua Street for Arkansas got us a walk on, just got a scholarship. That's a big deal nowadays, right? These guys that are scholarship guys will Zach Conti is a senior, okay, and he's been a walk-on for 4 years at Eastern Michigan. Some of his teammates found out that in order to pay his bills last school year, that he was having to go sell plasma in order to just live life and pay his bills with paying for school. I'm sure he's got student loans, all that kind of stuff, right? Or he may have student loans. I don't know. So some of his teammates found out about that, but the coach is like, look, I have 85 scholarships. I can't, that's all we got. And I guess it didn't work out to where one of them were available for him. So one of the team captains, Brian Dooley, goes to coach and says, hey, Zach's had to sell plasma so he can stay and pay his bills. I've talked to my family. I want him to have my scholarship. And I'll go off scholarship. So he can be on scholarship this year. So he'll have at least 1 year to where he doesn't have to pay for. That's a feel-good story, Clint.
That is a feel-good story. And that's
a team captain.
Yeah. No, there's ever a kid that deserved to be a team captain. It's him. But that's awesome. That's just awesome.
And I'm going to say it right here. You're going to hear it first right here. Had you heard that story yet?
I had not heard it.
Okay. I just heard about it today. But there's a video of the coach announcing it to the team. And then he lets the team captain guy go up and hand him the scholarship, the piece of paper or whatever that says you got a scholarship or whatever. And anyway, it's really good. But I'm gonna say it right here first.
Say it.
Right here. Everybody needs to be listening. Everybody needs to be paying attention. We need to get Brian Dooley, the team captain who gave up his scholarship so that his teammate can have a scholarship.
Right.
He deserves the Brandon Burlsworth Award.
I agree. Yeah.
Because I think that's a very Brandon thing to do.
100%.
I think we look at the character that Brandon Burlsworth had. If he would have been facing that same type of situation, he might have, and especially if his family, we know from his story that Brandon couldn't have afforded to give up his scholarship probably. But if he could have,
right.
Hey man, that, the award is for, apparently, I mean, I don't know. I haven't watched film on the team captain on Brian Dooley, but if he's a team captain, I'm guessing he's pretty good. He's a pretty good ball player.
Yeah. But I think the catch is, with the Burlsworth Award, you've got to have started your career walk on.
Yeah.
He just started on scholarship. But no, but that says so much about the character of the kid, Brian Dooley, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that says a lot about him as a person. And that's, if you're a head coach, if you're Sam Pittman, if you're Nick Saban, any coach, that you want a team captain like that. You want,
that deserves to be celebrated. I mean, and look, that's not why Dooley did it, right? He's not doing it so it's celebrated, I'm sure. He's doing it because he's seeing a buddy that's working hard, that's putting the effort in, that deserves to not have to go sell plasma so he can pay his bills and be able to afford gas money to go home and whatever else he needs to do. Okay. Yeah. So I thought, holy shnikes, dude. No, never heard of anything like that.
No, it was
not that it's probably never happened. It may have happened before too. Who knows?
Yeah. No, and there's yes, that's the first time I've heard of anything quite like that happening. People taking gray shirts because they're over the limit, and you heard of that. Zach Clark did that.
Yeah.
Went to Fayetteville. I think he's head coach at Fayetteville now, isn't he? Or he's somewhere.
Somewhere like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, you went through that deal, right? You went through where you had to pay for school. You walked on at Arkansas Tech.
Right.
You had to pay for school. And thankfully you got a partial scholarship, right?
Towards at the end of it, I got a, like, man, he made it this far and didn't quit. Give him a little bit of money.
Well, so imagine if somebody like, and look, just because they didn't do it doesn't make them less of a person. Okay. I'm just saying, but imagine if somebody like Matt Nelson or Jumbo would have came, two guys that you played with that were starters, that were stud offensive linemen. What if they would have came to you or came to the coach and said, hey, Clint deserves it. Coach, give him my scholarship.
But see, it's so much more now for that kid and them than it was me.
Yeah.
Look, to be honest with you, I'd never feel like I got treated any better or worse, or I got less than or more than any of my scholarship teammates. Mm-hmm. That's the joy of being a Division II football player. It's just they treat you all like crap, no matter if you're on conference or if you're the third string center walk on. But the difference is, but imagine there being like, here's a special place with food. You can't go in there. You don't get this meal plan.
Yeah.
And that, there's just so much more that comes.
Yeah.
You ain't got to pay for those meals. It's like we're at Tech, it's like there's the calf. Go eat hot dogs if you want to. I don't care.
Yeah.
There's certain nutrition, access to all this stuff that just
a
little bit that scholarship at a high Division I school is something. It's worth some money.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anyway, I thought that was a great feel good
So
story.
it was, but I was telling you that I had a holy shnikes moment this week.
Yeah, you do.
And it is this is not a feel good story. It ends with agony, a trip to the orthopedic surgeon. So, as you know, I've tried my hand in farming.
Yeah.
I grew up on a farm. We did pigs. We did everything. So I'm doing pigs.
Yeah.
So it came time. I raised my 3 pigs to the full size, and it was time for them to go to the process. So
time to get some meat.
Now, time to get some meat. So
for those of y'all that are against meat like that, sorry.
They had a good life up till I had them killed. So
Clint treated them well.
I treated them well. We fed them well. They were happy up until their last day.
They got mud.
They about killed me and my family. As you here. So we go to Dad does what Dad does. He finds this cheap stock trailer for $600, fixes it. Like, this thing is the biggest piece of crap I've ever seen. Like, just horrible. He gets it in like 3 or 4 months, makes something out of nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the most Tom Clark thing ever. You're talking about a man that saw road close side goes, if I use that, I ain't got to pay for a backboard.
That's right. Basketball goal. Institute.
Yeah, like basketball goal.
Yeah.
I mean, the man's he's a modern day MacGyver, Travis.
Yeah.
I want to say it. He's a modern day MacGyver.
Yeah.
So he fixes the trailer, so he backs it up. And he backs it up, leaves there overnight. Now, what I should have done was Thursday night get the hogs in the trailer. That way I could kind of take my time, and if it didn't go well, I could have thought out. That's not what I did.
No.
In my brain,
didn't think ahead, did you?
I was going to throw the hog food on the back of the trailer,
and they were just going to scurry up there.
Scurry on up there, just
scurry on up.
Oh, there's nothing going on.
Just frolic into the trailer.
No,
that's not what they did.
No, it's not what they did. I mean, it was. We started loading them things.
You telling me that you didn't have to just get at the front of the trailer and go, woo, big silly, and they came right running toward you.
It did not work that way.
What?
It did not work that way.
My whole life has been a lie.
Dude, yeah. There is cardio, and there is herding hogs cardio.
Oh.
I stepped foot in that hog pen at 6 a.m. I pulled off for the processing plant at 9 a.m.
3 hours.
3 hours. It just me, my stepson, my wife, my dad who fell and like tore his pec off the muscle.
Oh.
And so he can't do stuff, but he's, he don't get around as well since his knee replacement. And it's just, he's out there trying to help herd the hogs, and I just feel stupid, and Tom's making fun of me, and it's like being a teenager all over again. Tom's making fun of me.
Yeah.
So he just like,
man.
Well, at one point, one of the pigs get out. I mean, out, like he is out in the yard. So my wife tries to tackle the pig. It does not go well. It didn't go any better about 15 minutes later when I tried to tackle the pig. But finally we were able to get him back in. We got them all loaded. After Tom made a makeshift chute.
Yeah.
In the chute, and he's like, all right, it's like he MacGyvered a chute, and we got it loaded up. But Anna's torn a ligament in her thumb that she is probably going to have surgery on from basically trying to.
You sure you want to try this farming thing?
So that it cracked me up, because it's just, I mean, it brought to me the other day when we were doing the Buck James podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know the way my shoulder was resting. And like my shoulder hurt for like 2 weeks. Like I hurt my shoulder doing this podcast just because of the way I was turned. It made me think of ridiculous injuries. Did I have anything as fun as well? What I was doing was I was trying to tackle a pig.
Yeah.
I've got like ridiculous injuries, but like, what was I thinking injuries? Like what made me think that was a good idea?
Yeah.
You know, you got any injuries like that, Travis?
Well, I don't know. I don't have anything like one time I was out of high school. I think I was college age. We were playing at the Wooster courts at the Wooster church. And I ran into a tow truck.
Yeah.
With my leg. Sandy Hudspeth had a tow truck, and it was parked next to the basketball court. And I went to go save a ball, and I ran into the said tow truck, and my right shin caught the edge of the body line of the truck, which was reinforced by metal, and it like took a chunk out of my leg down to the bone. Like, so I had anyway, it was very painful.
Right.
That was a weird one.
Yeah. You know, you remember bicycles back in the day? Like now they're all like the pedals are all made out of plastic and stuff. I to this day have a scar on the back of my left heel from where I got a hunk of meat taken out the back of it off one of those pedals.
Well, here's a pretty good one too. My first stitches I ever had, I was about 10 years old. I was living in Clinton. My neighbor was a World War II vet. And while he was in the Philippines, he made a knife out of all like aluminum handle. Right. And then it had a metal blade or whatever, a regular metal blade. And my grandpa bought me that knife at a yard sale because he thought it was cool. That guy had made it while he was stationed in the Philippines in World War II. So I'm there at the house, and it's my mom's single mom at the time. So I'm kind of the man of the house or whatever. And
you're the man of the house.
And it's time to feed the dogs or the dog. And we have a 50-pound bag of dog food. And I get this knife. By the way, it's like 1.5 feet long knife. Okay. And I'm opening the dog food bag with the blade facing toward me. Okay. Now, thankfully, it wasn't very sharp, and I'm lifting up. It was having a hard time cutting through the dog food bag because you know how those strings on the dog food bag, they never work right, right?
Never work.
And so I'm trying to cut instead. And I'm sitting there cutting through, and I'm lifting up the dog food sack with it. And then all of a sudden it breaks loose and cuts through, and the knife comes up and hits me right in the face. And it hit me like right in the nose right here, and then up here in the forehead. And my mom took me in for stitches on my nose because it was pretty deep, and she didn't want me to have a real bad scar there. And so, yeah, that's kind of a dumb one. That I was opening a dog food sack with a blade facing me like an idiot.
In retrospect, you're like, idiot, what do you think was going to happen?
But I was 10 years old. Yeah. So, anyway. Well, Clint, we're a week and a half away, dude.
Yeah, I think game prep starts tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll be 10 days away when this comes out, I believe.
Yeah. Because we're recording this Tuesday. Wednesday they start game prep. So I think for most part the starting lineups they're in. Mm-hmm. I think the only place where the starters don't matter is on that defensive line, because apparently they're just 3 deep, and it is great.
It's going to rotate them in.
Yeah, I mean, there's that
Yeah.
defensive line. If you feel good about anything, is that defensive line is going to be a strength.
Did you see Pittman's press conference the other day where he said he was talking about Jeff Coat,
Like
Trajan Jeff Coat, and he said he's a bad man.
Yeah.
And he goes, and one of the reporters goes, "What do you mean by saying he's a bad man?" And Jeff Coat and Jefferson were there to speak to the media after Pittman, and Pittman goes, "Trajan, come here," and he stood beside him, and Trajan's tall and just bowed up. He said, "Look, you're faster than you've ever been, aren't you? You know, you're stronger than you've ever been." And he said, "I'm going to say you're probably hungrier than you've ever been, aren't you?" And more motivated. He said, "Yes, sir." He said, "That's what I mean by a bad man." He said he's ready. And you know, the way they've been talking about him, Morgan, Landon Jackson, uh, all those guys, all those defensive linemen, I'm excited to see what they do, dude. I really am. I know we've talked about it on here, but I can't wait. I can't wait to see how that rolls out. They're going to be fresh legged. They're going to be ready to roll, I think, and it's going to look bad for Western Carolina or whoever it is.
It's going to be bad. Because I think this team. I would be shocked if this team came out flat that first game.
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't seem, it seems like, oh no, it just has a feel like this team's ready to play. Like this team seems like it's got its on the shoulder and they're ready to play. And I feel bad. I'd feel bad for Western Kentucky having that first spot.
Western Carolina.
Western Carolina, yeah.
Yeah.
Western Kentucky, once again, thank you for getting Jed Morris fired.
That's right. That's right.
We appreciate it. But no, I'm looking forward to it. I really think. And one thing that Pittman did say that I heard him that I really liked was they're going against more offensive line's going against the SEC guys every day.
Yeah.
Three deep, you know, they're just the constant and just so it sounds like on the offensive line that it's going to be Limmer and Latham. I get them two mixed up. I think everybody always has and probably always will.
Yeah, I think Limmer's the center.
Yeah, Limmer's the center. Latham's going to be the left guard. Sounds like Braun has locked down that right guard spot, and Patrick Kudus is locked down that right tackle spot. The big question is at left tackle, I believe right now that
Manuel or
Chambly. It sounds like it really does sound like to hear them say, like, look, we think Manuel's the better player, but Chambly's been practicing and he's been doing good.
Yeah.
So are you reading it the same way as me, Travis?
Yeah, I am. I think it'll be interesting to see. I think it may not be till the second or third game before we find out really. I think they want to get that line in some game time situations,
right,
before they finalize who those guys are, especially at those tackle positions. I think like you said, those three middle guys are pretty dead set,
and I think Kudus is too. I would be shocked.
Yeah, they talk so much about him, man. They've sang his praises so much at every time the line gets talked about.
I would be about as surprised if he wasn't at right tackle as if KJ wasn't starting at quarterback.
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah.
Well, but you get mine. You get the drift.
Yeah, the way they talk about him, it's a definite that he's a favorite to get going there. I'm anxious to see the D-backs, and I'm anxious to see these wide receivers, man. I think there's some real potential with these wide receivers. I think there's some good things that could happen. Did you hear Satanga got return for a touchdown in the first play of
I did hear, yeah.
Kickoff return for a touchdown in the first play of the scrimmage the other day. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's hopefully it's a good thing for Satanga, but
well, you're mostly going to be kicking it out of the end zone.
Yeah.
Mostly you're going to take it on the 25, but I'm excited. I'm excited about, okay. So week 1, after about the midway point, who are we talking about that we're not talking about? Somebody flying under the radar you think's going to do something. Because I think going to surprise some people.
Who's that?
I think Hudson Clark's going to surprise some people.
I was about to say that.
See,
I was about to say, because here's the thing. If you talk to any one of those offensive guys, if you just listen to their press conference, if you listen to any of those offensive guys, any of those receivers, any of the quarterbacks, they talk about how smart Hudson Clark is. And I think he's going to have a game like that Ole Miss game. I'm not saying he's going to get he had 3 interceptions in that game. Yeah. I'm not saying he's going to necessarily get 3 interceptions, but what I am saying is he's going to have a game that's going to be like SEC Player of the Week type of game.
Yeah.
And have you seen him?
Oh, he's looking good.
He looks like a whole different kid, dude.
Yeah.
He looks like a whole different person.
Yeah. He just one of them guys that I think he got picked. I thought his tackling was poor last year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm just going to be just blunt.
Yeah.
Like, I thought he was there on coverage. The balls that got called on him would have got called on any defensive back in the country.
Yeah.
Because he's in position a lot, and he was in position to make a lot of plays that he missed tackles. And I think that's kind of what you're going to see on him. And I think that's part of the reason Pitt was like, we're hitting more. We're just doing it. I think
the thing he has that is instincts and intelligence. Okay. The things he struggles with is the physicality. And if he can match the physicality in some way this year, if he can up that, he doesn't have to up it all the way. He doesn't have to all of a sudden become, Kadoi Kennedy. Okay. He doesn't have to all of a sudden become David Barrett. I mean, if he can just up it a little bit more, okay, and then I'd love to see what happens.
Yeah. And plus, he's going to be playing more safety, and I thought he did fantastic in safety. Yeah. He's probably not. He's probably a mediocre at best cornerback.
Yeah.
But I think he goes to an NFL camp at safety, in my opinion.
Well, he has some freedom to run.
I'm not saying he makes a roster. I'm just saying he gets an invite to camp and gets to at least try it out.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
We'll see. We'll see what he, slow-footedness is a worry with him.
Oh, yeah.
And, and physicality. So, but his intelligence on the field is something that's hard to argue.
Yeah.
Because he definitely shows that for sure.
So can I get away with saying Lucas Haas on here? Can I say that he's someone we're not talking about, that we're going to be talking about? Or you think we're talking about him?
No, we're not talking about him enough. I agree with you.
I think the feeling is that he's going to be the first tight end trotted out there.
I think he's the most well-rounded.
Yeah. Well, Saturday Down South put out a list of like freshmen that we're excited about, and he's on that list. I think he's going to, and Ty Washington too. The other tight end, I think we'll be talking a lot about them too.
Yeah.
Then Nathan Bax has been hurt a lot, so but he's not one of them that I think he caught a pass last year. I think that's what they said in the press conference, but he helped. He played a lot blocking, so I think he's going to. Hopefully, he'll get back going. But
the Grum kid is a great pass catcher.
Yeah.
But he's gonna struggle with the physicality of the game and the position, and the fact that I don't see him being in there a ton because Enos likes to use that tight end that as like an H back, so kind of like as a fullback, and I don't think Grum's gonna be able to do that the way Haas and even Washington can do.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. I think Haas is going to be one that we're definitely. I think he's going to. I'd like to see what kind of relationship he ends up having with KJ. If he's built a good relationship with KJ to where KJ's trusted him and he goes to him a lot, it could be a special thing. I think.
Yeah, the one thing you don't have this year, and I think that we've had in the past, like I think we felt like 2 years ago, like, okay, Burks is his go-to guy.
Yeah.
And then last year, we really, Trey Knox was his go-to guy.
Yeah.
He really was. That's who becomes the go-to guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like him and Tesla have got good chemistry.
Yeah.
Same thing with Armstrong. It really does sound like the starting three wideouts are going to be Tesla, Armstrong, and Jaden Wilson.
Yeah.
And then with
Satanga coming
being
in
the poor guy, and that's the lineup. And they said, of course, Mbake would have got a little bit, reps.
Yeah.
He would have been up there, but obviously he's out. And they mentioned 6 of them. I'm brain farting on one of them. I know Santanga,
Broden,
and there was another one, and Bryce Stevens.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think this team just appears to be deeper than it has in the past.
I agree with you. I think that was something they talked about on Drive Time today. Was one of the key things they keep thinking about is that there seems to be good depth.
Yeah.
Even at a position like linebacker where you were worried about there being good depth.
Yeah. The depth in the secondary still scares me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one.
Well, the secondary and the offensive line is where the depth worries.
I'm not as worried about the depth on the offensive line because I think you've got – okay, here's the thing. You've obviously got 3 tackles you can trust. Kudus, Chambly, and Manuel. Kudus can also play center, so you got 2 centers that you can trust that are good ball players, which means that frees you up there. And then plus, Marion Harris had a terrific Liberty Bowl. Yeah. And not even Tyrese Crawford. I think the offensive line depth is phenomenal. So I'm just going to disagree with you there. The only thing that just terrifies me is the depth in the secondary, because I think everywhere on the field you have an SEC 2 deep, except for maybe the secondary.
Yeah. That is a place of worry, of course, which, Pittman was at the touchdown club today and he joked, he said, something like we were ranked this on offense. And he said, and then on pass defense, we were ranked. He stopped right there. He said, there was a number for us. We were ranked. And so, which we were dead last. And now there's 2 more teams in the NCAA Division I, so we could go down. And there's a possibility. We were 131, and we could go to 133 this year.
But you had guys on that hit the transfer portal out of the secondary.
Yeah. That
went to UAPB. And I'm not trying to downgrade any kids at all.
Yeah.
It just there was an obvious.
Well, when one of the guys that you count on as a nickelback and a safety, Simeon Blair, I'm gonna call him out. Okay, goes to commits to UAPB, and then ends up at Memphis.
I didn't know he wound up at Memphis.
Yeah, he ended up at Memphis. But he was a captain and a starter on a Power 5 Division I team. And he could barely find a place to go. Yeah. Look, Miles Slusher, I hate the way he had to leave, the way he left. Okay. But let's be fair. He originally committed to the team that we beat the first game of the season, Cincinnati. And then he ends up on Colorado, the team that's taking everybody with a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought he committed to Louisville, but
no, I'm sorry, Louisville. That's right. Never mind. It was Louisville. I was thinking Cincinnati for some reason. He started out with Louisville, ends up, which Louisville's not very good, or not that great, right? And ends up at Colorado, a team that will be lucky to win 3 games this year, probably. Okay, I mean, as much hype as around Dion. What they replace, like 60% of their roster, something like that.
No more than that. I mean, yeah. He turned the roster completely over.
So, you know, I mean, hey, maybe it goes well, and for our buddy Jordan Dominic, we hope it goes well. But the truth is, you know, we lost. That's 2 of our best, 2 of the guys that got a lot of minutes and that we considered and started in our defensive backfield. I like the guys we've brought in, or I like what I'm hearing about them. We'll see what happens. But here's my favorite thing about them, Clint, is I don't care who they are. When you have the defensive line that we have, that makes the defensive backs even better.
Yeah. Odom dialed up a lot of pressure last year. I mean, he brought Drew Sanders, and man, why wouldn't you? Drew Sanders was amazing.
Yeah.
But now you don't have to send them. I think you're gonna get pressure with the defensive line, and your linebackers are more free to do whatever they need.
Well, the difference in this system with Travis Williams is going to be where the pressure is coming from. And a lot of it's going to be natural built-in pressure with those 4 down linemen. They're going to run some base sets and then delay blitz a linebacker every now and then. And he's going to bring people, okay? He's, you know, Pittman told him, said, I don't know about all these zero blitzes, you know. And zero blitz means you got everybody called man to man and everybody else goes, okay? And so he's going to do some of that, which I'm excited about. Okay, that's going to put pressure on quarterbacks to perform. But the problem is, if it's a good SEC quarterback, can burn you when you do that too. So, but anyway, dude, I'm ready for some football, dude. I'm just telling you, I'm ready for some daggum football.
Hey, hold on. I want to read this schedule to you, and I want you to just tell me if it was Arkansas playing this team, if you think they would win or lose. Okay.
Okay.
Tennessee Martin.
Win.
Ball State.
Win.
South Carolina at home.
Win.
UAB.
Win.
At Auburn.
I'd win.
Okay, win. I think so too, honestly. Hosting Kentucky.
Win.
At Vandy.
Win.
Hosting Missouri.
We'll say win on that one.
Hosting Ole Miss.
Loss.
Okay, so there's one. At Tennessee.
Win.
You really think we win at Tennessee?
Sure.
I would have that. I'd have Ole Miss at home as a win. And anyway, the last game is hosting Georgia Tech.
Win.
Okay. So you have one loss. There's a neutral site game against Florida. So I didn't ask that one because I'm giving it away.
Is that Georgia's?
That is Georgia's schedule. You have Arkansas going 11-1, maybe 10-2. I have Arkansas going 11-1, maybe 10-2. That is how weak Georgia's schedule is. That is weak.
That's terrible.
I mean,
if they don't win the national championship with that, I don't know.
Your one hard game is at Tennessee, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And
no, you're right.
I mean, South Carolina's, they've got their quarterback situation figured out, but
yeah. But against, if I got Georgia's team, I'm still going to
did South Carolina South Carolina ain't gonna sneak up on people this year either.
No.
When you got Spencer Rattler.
Well, and then you got a new offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
In South Carolina. I mean,
and I've been hearing good things. I read a headline of one article.
Yeah.
That said they're really happy with Loggins in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Listen, everyone's happy with you in the preseason. They may hate you by week 3.
That's right.
I mean, so which coordinator do you think we turn on first? Scott Fountain again?
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll muffle Hunter or something and they'll just turn on Fountain.
I think it's going to be hard. Well, I really like everything I hear about Williams. I think if the offense doesn't click, if the communication's not there between Enos and KJ, then I think you could hear some there. But I think there will be. I think they are getting along.
No, I think well,
and I think KJ has respect for Enos, and I think vice versa.
I think KJ could be a 2nd or 3rd round pick this year.
Yeah.
But a lot of it depends on how it goes.
Well, I think KJ's really seeing that Enos is going to train him to be a better pro quarterback. He's going to put him under center. He's not going to keep him under center all the time. He's gonna work him. I think he really sees where Enos is going to make him better, that his offense is going to make him better, that he's going to be able to, by the end of the year, he's going to be able to read defenses better. He's going to be able to get in and out of plays better. He's going to be able to make calls better on his own. He's not going to have to look over to the sideline to figure out what to do. He's going to be able to do it himself, and pro teams are going to see that, and they're going to like what they see, I think. I think both of them, and Travis Williams brings so much energy, and that whole him and Woodson on the defensive side of the ball. I'm pumped to see them go to work.
No, I'm really excited to watch. I'm really excited to see the product this first game.
Yeah.
I know next week we're going to go game by game and predict the schedule. We do know if we had Georgia's schedule, we would be feeling really, really good.
That's right.
But we don't have their schedule. I believe when it came to strength of schedule, we were 4th, 5th, 6th, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Yeah, we wasn't number 1 like in past years, but we were still, hey. But anyway, folks, thanks for listening and watching and paying attention to us. Like and share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Get the word out there. We always need that. Okay, we always need that.
Don't hit the streets. Spread the word.
Spread the word. And hopefully you like what you hear. You like what we're talking about. Hopefully you're excited about Razorback football too coming up. I know we are, man. I can't wait. fired up for it. Listen, next week we're gonna go through the roster. We're through the schedule. We hope we got a special guest on the line for that. We'll let you know more about that.
And say one bad thing about every player.
That's right. Yeah. No. We're gonna go through the schedule and make our big. Last year we didn't do so good, Clint. We didn't do so good.
Poorly. I'm not going to predict them to go undefeated this year.
Yeah, me neither.
No, I'm not. But I do think, I think realistically, they've got a good football team. The depth has never seemed like this, and I've said it a million times. You got the quarterback situation figured out. You do it. You can do some things, and I think they got a 2 deep quarterback situation figured out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think so too. I think I like that room for sure. Well, folks, thanks again so much we appreciate you listening and watching and paying attention to us. Those of y'all that continue to stick by us, we appreciate that. And those of y'all that are new, just catching on, we always appreciate that. And we need more new people. Okay. So just, like, share, comment, all those good things. Clint, see you, buddy.
Bye, everybody.
Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Listen, that's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Listen, I wake up in the morning, I bow my head to pray. Mama told me if I don't, ain't nothing gonna change. These prayers breaking up hard ground so I can sow the seed. Ain't afraid of no aches and pain. Lord knows I gotta follow his lead. That's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no more.